All right, guys, welcome to NothingisOB South Texas Golf Podcast, episode number 88. I have my good buddy on tonight, Richie Rubio PGA, out of San Antonio Country Club here in San Antonio, Texas. Now, tonight, Richie's going to talk just a little bit about his previous playing experience that he's had this past month out at the Southern Texas Professionals Championship out at TPC San Antonio. And also, he's going to talk about what's next in regards to his playing status. I know it was a big deal, him getting back in the ring. And he's going to talk to us just a little bit about what it's like to be a member at a country club, the pluses, the minus. We talk the President's Cup. We also talk about the Live Golf Tour. All right. Always. All right. Yes, I know it's always still a hot topic. And we just kind of catch up with my man, Richie. Hey, Richie. Hey, Richie. Hey, what's up, brother? Thank you so much for joining the show, man. I so appreciate you being on.
Yeah, man. Thank you for the invite. I appreciate it. You know, this is round 3 for us, right? So we got to have some fun here.
Oh man, dude, it's always fun, man. It's always fun, and I'm hoping people are ready for the ride. And just like you said, hey, because it's gonna have some fun. You know what? I got to do this just for the fans and everybody out there listening. All right. This is a disclaimer, just in case things get hot and bothered out here.
Oh, no, kind of worried.
The views and opinions expressed by the host and guests may or may not be shared by the sponsor supporters. So listen at your own discretion, all right? Listen at your own discretion. Also, I want to thank my presenting sponsor, FOREBROS Tour. Reminder, FOREBROS, if you don't have a home, we have a home for you, all right? Make sure you check us out here. Our next event will be October 1st, the Battle at Lackland. All right. Yes, we will be playing out there at Gateway Hills on Saturday, October 1st. Shotgun start. For more info, please hit us up on Facebook, FOREBROS Tour, for our schedules, events, results. Never golf alone again. Thank you to my FOREBROS for their sponsorship. All right. Yeah. I got to do it, man. I got to do the disclaimer, bro.
Right, man. You got to give a shout out to your brothers, dude, that help you out and, help you get into the right spot, man. That's awesome.
All right, man. We already got some comments, bro. We already got some comments right here. Roger, keep up the good work.
Nice.
All right, right here. I want to know your view on the price increase on the Alamo Golf Trail. Is getting too expensive for individuals. Man, you know what? Hey, this is a forum, and you know what? We can discuss those a little bit later, but I got to catch up with you, Richie. Now, Richie, you had something big going on, man. You went back into the ring playing golf as a PGA professional. How did that go?
It was a great experience. I haven't competed in probably about 3 years on the individual side of things. Every once in a while, we'll play in the 2-man events and things like that, which is lots of fun. But competing on an individual, competing in an individual event, it was definitely different. The preparation was definitely different. And, we all want to play good. Us as, PGA golf professionals, that was the reason why we fell in love with the game, was playing the game and competing, honestly. And so it was just an overall great experience. Thomas Hutton, he's our executive director for the Southern Texas PGA. Him and his staff, they did a great job over there at TBC San Antonio and hosting everything for us. And Jason Polka, he's the head golf professional out there. Him and his staff, they did an awesome job. So we really appreciate all their hard work over the last couple of weeks to get that event set up for us.
Man, there were some heavy hitters out there, man. I wanted to tell you, man, I was super proud of you. I know I was tracking. You had a high round that first day, man. And You know what? I think the big thing for you was, and that you were letting everybody know, is that you showed up for day 2. And, you showed up and you showed out, because I know I did look and I did see there were some withdrawals out there from some of the PGA professionals. And so big ups to you, man, because it's so hard to come back that next day.
Yeah, and honestly, I played really good on the first day, but I had 2 bad holes. And, that's golf. You got to stay focused for 18 holes. And out there at TBC San Antonio, I mean, the rough was the talk of the tournament. They had been getting a little bit of rain over the last few weeks over there on that side of town. And the rough was thick. And so if you missed the fairways or missed the greens, you were getting punished for it, and had to work your magic and try and save some pars out there. But it it was a difficult setup. But it's a challenge, and man, there were some really great scores out there. And I believe the leader, he actually won at 3 under after 36 holes. So, I mean, you can go low out there for sure. It's out there.
Was it Ben Kern that ended up taking it all?
No, it was actually a gentleman. He was actually from Wildcat Golf Club.
Oh yeah, Wildcat in Houston.
Yep. And he's actually a teaching professional over there. And that was his first time competing in the event. And that was Steve Jurgensen.
Did you tell him to make it his last event too?
Well, man, I mean, that's so awesome. The gentleman's actually 60 years old. He still had to play the tees all the way back where we were, which was right around 7,000 or 7,100 yards. So he kept up there with the big dogs, and that just goes to show, you keep it down the middle and you stay accurate around the greens, you can really throw down some good scores on a difficult golf course for sure.
Now, I saw there were some heavy hitters because there are some guys that continually try to qualify at tournaments. You did have Ben Kern, who was tied for the lead out there after that first day, and who was the high teaching pro back in 2018 at the PGA Open, right? At the PGA Championship, And so he's normally a stayer. You had Greg Hiller, who's always a good stick out there at TPC San Antonio. You always have some. I mean, there's some big names in regards to guys who have their PGA, professional status that always go out there. And has there been any one of those PGA professionals that you've kind of I saw a comment on here. Who's taller, you or Andy?
I think I'm taller, dude.
Yeah, but you know what? It's because I lean over, I hunch over too much. But maybe if I get adjusted,
that excuse, bro.
Maybe if I get adjusted, one hip, I got one leg is shorter than the other.
Standing like sideways, tilted all the time.
That's messed up, dude. You know what? The podcast is over. That's messed up.
Yeah, I know, right? Why they got to throw out the problems out here? Just survive.
All right. So has there been any one of those PGA professional players or teaching pros that you've really kind of kept up with in regards to also their high level of play?
I mean, obviously Ben Kern. I mean, that guy has been on the map for sure the last couple of years. Just within our section, but also like on a national level. So he's definitely been the talk of the year, and he's still been playing really good. And you always consistently see his name at the top of the leaderboard at all of our major events that we have throughout the year. So if we're keeping an eye on anybody, I'm pretty sure we're keeping an eye on Ben Kern there.
Yeah, man. I think, I've had Ben Kern is a friend of the podcast. I've had him on the show.
Nice. I've seen it.
And I really think I think for me on the inside, it's Greg Hiller, because that dude, he's got such a beautiful textbook swing.
Yeah. Yeah. Greg's a great guy. And he's definitely been, one of the high caliber players within our section. And I know he's been here in South Texas for quite some time. And yeah, that's another guy you always see that's just consistent and kind of around the leaderboard,
Well, you were talking about Jason, I guess Jason Polka, right? That's his name?
Yeah, the head golf professional there at TBC, yeah.
Yeah, I got my man Sergio right here who does a lot of work for PGA Hope. He said Jason is the man. And I know how long Jason hasn't been there that long, right? Because I knew the head professional before him was Andy Cummings.
Yeah, that's correct. Jason has been there probably for about, I want to say probably a year and a half. He's been really awesome, and we know a couple of other guys that are out there. They have the general manager, Matt Flory. He's a real great guy. And I know a couple of guys who work outside. Shout out to my buddy Ralph Gomez. He just got promoted to be the supervisor of the outside staff over there. So
he did, man. They must really not have anybody. No, man. Hey, Ralph is cool, man. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Yeah, no, he's a great guy. He was awesome. He was always kind and always very hospitable to me and to all my boys whenever we were at Olympia Hills. And now, he's slumming over there at TPC. He's slumming it out there.
Yeah, I know. He's got the tour and handling all those guys. But yeah, really good buddy of mine. We grew up, played golf in high school together, which was really fun. And we've just always stayed in good contact. So, yeah, man, I mean, TBC is just a great place. I still honestly love the Oaks course. I know it's difficult, it's challenging, it's long. If it gets windy on either golf course, I think it can be pretty tough. But yeah, Jason Polka and those guys are doing a really good job. And it's nice to have such a great golf course just right down the street.
There you go. That's a good question right here, Richie. You guys should host a PGA Hope session. Now, man, in regards to private clubs, that's a little bit different, right? I guess you got to go up like way up the chain, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think private clubs are just a little bit different. With our availability, number one, we're always closed on Mondays for maintenance. So, keeping the golf course in good shape and maintaining all the beautiful flowers around the country club and, keeping leaves under control and just really making sure we've got a really great product for the membership. We're closed every Monday. And then, for us at San Antonio, we're, a special place. And I really think most of our golf is usually on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, huge social aspect of the country club. And, I think sometimes the availability to host things is a little bit difficult sometimes to kind of squeeze everything in.
I got a question right here. How is it says golf club, but how has the San Antonio Country Club been able to have great greens and fairways with this year's drought or lack of rain?
Yeah, so we got a great guy in place. He's our superintendent. Shout out to Rob Randall. He might be out watching our podcast here tonight, so that's pretty cool. But Rob Randall and his staff really do a great job. Jacob Heppel is the assistant superintendent for us. And, what I really think separates quality work is passion, right? I mean, any of us, we can all work hard, but I definitely think passion puts that little extra sprinkle on top of the dessert and really makes us, something special whenever we put a little bit of passion behind our work. And Rob's really been doing a great job. He's been our super now for, I'm going to say probably about 3 years, and he really got our golf course in great shape, just like the question there, right? We've had really no rain. I know for sure there at San Antonio Country Club, we haven't been getting any at all. But speaking with Rob, he actually likes that. You talk with Rob and he would actually like to control the moisture that is around the club and certain spots to water and maybe not watering in other areas. And we actually have a sprinkler system there at the country club and we use it, but we don't use it as often as you would think. We actually do a lot of hand watering at the country club. And, that might benefit to why the greens are in such great shape. So
I know the last time, it was last year, if I'm not mistaken, that I got to get out there on the course with you. I know there was a lot of work going out there. I know one was closed. I know they were burning the fairway. I think, I'm not too sure what hole it was where the tee box is over there on top by the clubhouse. I don't know if that's I don't know. Help me out here. What's the one that the tee box is over there by the entrance? That's kind of up high. Is that 10?
Yeah, so that's 10 tee box.
I know y'all were burning like the fairway. I knew that much because it was just like completely bare. And so I know, he has to be like kind of ripping things out and just kind of, just doing things, the way he wants to see them.
Yeah. So, the last time that San Antonio Country Club did a huge renovation was back in 2005. That's when we did a full renovation. We were closed for, I don't know, 9, 10, 11 months. I wasn't there at that time. But that was the last major renovation. And, we know that some things need to get replaced, right? I mean, golf courses, things get old. And to be able to keep things in, first class shape, you've got to replace those things over time. And what we've done, whenever you were there, we were actually stripping a couple holes on the back nine. But also too, up there where 10 tee boxes, we ended up putting AstroTurf there on the back patio. We've seen a huge increase in just social activities there on the back patio. We've got some really nice sunsets, and once the weather gets really nice, it's just real busy. And we were having to resod that terrace lawn I don't know, once every year and a half or 2 years for sure. And so we made the decision, let's put in AstroTurf, keep it consistent, keep it looking nice up there the best that we can. And then we actually just finished resodding all of the fairways on the back nine, which was really nice. We ended up putting in a different type of Bermuda grass. We put in Tiff Tuff back there. So holes 10 through 18 are all completed with brand new fairways. So it's real successful. We laid that all down in-house. We didn't hire any company outside of San Antonio Country Club to get that work done for us. So once again, kudos to Rob Randall and his staff for, putting in that hard work and effort to get that job done. And it's really looking good. We actually just came off the path about a week ago. So
yeah, I see that country clubs have a tendency to do that, and that is just really to kind of keep traffic down off the greens, to kind of, I guess, let them rest, let them kind of heal, or what? Because I know currently at the Dominion, it's straight cart path only right now.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, and I think a lot of courses have been having issues, obviously, with the drought. And I do know that a couple of courses have had to go to that part of cart path only. But we were only cart path only because we were allowing the new grass to establish. But as of right now, our golf course is in fantastic shape, and it's regular rules out there. So nothing is cart path only. It's regular rules.
Well, I heard for a couple of members, they said they were only allowing the members that they really liked to drive on the grass.
Yeah, we'll let you drive right up to the green, right? Just the special ones.
Well, I think it's rare though. I think you're like the only course that starts off with a par 3.
Yep, right? That's correct. Yep, par 3. It's a real great hole for us. We use that for big playoffs for.
It's scary though, man. It's scary because it's right there, built into like into y'all's facility, and it's got to be It's got to be really like there's got to be a lot of drama or something when you do have those playoff events, or even for somebody just kind of teeing off maybe for the first time there, and you have like just you got the tennis courts, you got the carts right there, and you got everybody just kind of like looking on because they can't pass. You can't pass through like without letting somebody tee off.
Yeah, there's a lot that's going on. We kind of call that area the hill. So all of our carts are staged right there. The golf shop is right there. You've got tennis players trying to make their way over to the tennis courts and pickleball area. And it's just a busy spot. But you know what? That's the thing that makes our country club unique. Not many golf courses start off on a par 3. It is a little nerve wracking. We've got some members who are like, "Hey, can I just skip up to number 2?" Start up there.
That's what I was gonna ask. Has anybody had like a crazy flyer on that hole or anything, or to where it's caused some damage or something?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we've had a couple incidences. You've said the tennis courts and pickleball courts. We've had some golf balls fly over that direction, which, has resulted in, a couple injuries, but everyone's okay overall. We've had a couple shots go into the parking lot. So we've seen some windshields get broken out there, but,
that was loud. Was that you?
Yeah. Someone just sent me a text right now and said we've got about 11 or 12 people watching. So
right here,
yeah.
I got Matt Gainey. He said it was him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you want to know what? My buddy Matt right there, he's got a son. His name's Greer. He's about 9 years old. Man, you talk about a kid who's got some skills, and he is just playing great. He's a real young kid. He's a small guy, but he's got a move like Matthew Wolf, and dude, he bombs it. It's so much fun to watch these little kids play golf and just excel at such a difficult sport. But shout out to Matt. Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate you.
I have my buddy right here, Jeremiah Sierra. I wish more courses put passion in customer service versus making money and don't care about customers. And I think that's one thing that when we spoke on our previous interview and our previous podcast that we've had, is that was one thing I know that was important to you when you made kind of that move to the private club and that private sector of golf courses, that to where you would be able to do certain things or be able to hold certain values as opposed to being in that public golf sector.
Yeah, for sure. I for me, the whole private aspect of things and why I enjoy private clubs is because I get to see the same people, which for me is really nice because I think building relationships is important. And, it's nice to see different people. I worked at a hotel and resort, La Cantera here in San Antonio. I worked for Steve Shields and Aaron Green out there. And, it was nice to see different people and see celebrities, but I honestly enjoy seeing the same people all the time and building relationships with them and their families. And, you get to teach people's kids. And, for me, that's more of a benefit and why I enjoy more of the private club kind of atmosphere.
Now, you went to a beautiful club. I think if it was not last year or the year before, you went to Ocean Reef, right?
Yeah. 2 years ago. I actually left exactly 2 years ago in October. And it's kind of crazy to think that that's already been that long, man. I mean,
right. It seemed kind of like it was like yesterday, right? Or like, not too long ago.
Yeah, no, it definitely doesn't feel like it was that long ago. So
now, do you have any of those aspirations to kind of do something very similar, to do a gig like you did?
I think where I'm at in life, just with some personal things that have happened, I don't feel like I'm in that spot anymore. I do know that, maybe accepting like a head golf professional job, hopefully within the next couple of years, that's probably going to require me to maybe make a little bit of a leap and maybe move outside of San Antonio or outside the state of Texas, just to be given a good opportunity, and those kinds of things. But at the moment, I'm not really looking to venture out and, find like a seasonal job. I think if anything, I'm looking for maybe something that's more permanent and maybe in like an advancement in my career, right? I'm looking for those head pro roles and, seeking good opportunities. But man, Ocean Reef was so much fun, Andy. I mean, it was so cool to, get down there and sorry, I have this like super old clock in my house.
I know, man. I was like, man, is like, are you living in like a haunted mansion right now? Like, I was like, what?
Yeah, basically, I have this really cool. Actually, it's a cool old grandfather clock that my dad built, and so I keep it here in my living room just because I can't put it in my garage. So I get.
Hey, that sounds like it's
living room.
That sounds like it's really special to you.
No,
it sounds like it's really special.
I mean, it looks good. It still works. It's old, and my dad built it, so I got to keep that around for pops. But you know what, man? Ocean Reef was so much fun, and it was a time for me to, kind of chase my dreams and, kind of push the barrier a little bit, which was really cool. And we look back now, Andy. 2 years ago, we did another podcast right before I left for Ocean Reef. And man, I mean, life's gotten better, and I know your life's gotten better, and we just continue to grow and learn every day, and now look at us, we're in a cool spot.
Well, you're in a really cool spot.
I'm just very lucky and blessed, man. That's all I can say. I don't think anything more or less of that. I'm really thankful to be where I am and be surrounded by really cool people, and so I'm here to rock and roll, man, every day.
Well, man, you know what? I've spoken to several other people, who are other golf professionals out at private clubs, and Hector, who's out at the Dominion, he spoke really highly of you. And so it seems like, you've made your way in that PGA professional world, that where you're starting to build your name as somebody who works hard, who takes care of their clientele and does a quality job. And so, I know that's one thing that, in speaking to some of your members, that they value you, and that, man, you are like, that time I was out there with you, man, you're like, hello, Mr. Hello, saying names. And I was like, man, like, this guy's a freaking hawk, man. I was like, I didn't know. I was like, are you still on the clock right now? You're on the clock. And you're like, when you're at your club, you're always on the clock.
Yeah, for sure. It's fun to be personable, and I kind of like being outgoing and walking up to different people, and wow. Wow. Thanks, Adam. I appreciate that.
What happened? What did he say?
Nothing. He says that, it's good for me to take care of the members at the country club. So all of them. But it's really good to just be out there and,
Do me a favor, lower that if you can, because it's so loud. It's so loud.
Sure.
If you can, thank you, bro.
Take the ringer off here. But yeah, man, it's really cool to be over there, and you know, it's nice to kind of be an influence to people. I guess, you know, I kind of just feel like I'm being myself, and you know, if that kind of influences people, and I can help them out, and you know, make them better golfers or make them better employees, you know, I'm all in, man. I think that's kind of part of the gig, you know.
Well, I'm curious because I know, you know, when we first got to know each other, I know you weren't a PGA teaching professional that played. And what really kind of turned the corner for you where you wanted to get back into the ring and you wanted to get back out there outside of those 2-mans that you were doing, and kind of, you know, where you were, you know, taking it on like as you know, a solo gig where, you know, you wanted to kind of, just like I said, you know, put your hat back in the ring, especially with some of these guys that play a lot more consistently than you do.
You know, I think for me, that's just like part of the gig, you know. I mean, I'm getting a little bit older, and kind of understanding the business, you know, a little bit better. And, you know, like you mentioned a second ago, right? Like establishing myself, you know, and getting my name out there. And you know, for me, it's more like networking. You know, I want to network, and I want these guys to know, you know, head pros or directors of golf out there. I want them to know who I am. And hopefully I can put up some good scores, not like I did over at TBC. Totally embarrassing.
They're like, are you sure this guy,
Yeah,
does
look,
this guy
dude, are you
really,
sure you
does
wanna
he
hire
really
this
play
guy?
golf? Does he know? Well, you know what? I beat a pro one time in a money game. I beat his score by 1 stroke. And so ever since then I say, you know what, man, I guess I can play. Or he's like, I guess I can either play or that guy really can't play. You know, it was one or the other.
Yeah, you know, it's I mean, all of us, you know, we don't, there's some guys who get to play in practice, but not all of us get to play in practice, right? And so we obviously have expectations for ourselves. If we have members that we play with, they definitely have expectations, you know. They don't want, you know, a golf professional on staff at their country club that shoots a million. You know, they want to see us, you know, hit some good drives and make some putts, and you know, get out of trouble and recover well. And but it's difficult, you know. I mean, it's difficult. There's a lot of pressure that I think we can put on ourselves because we want to compete good and represent real well for the country club. But man, that's exhilarating though, Andy. I mean, you think about it, man, you know, going out there competing, trying to get back in the zone, and wanting to play well and staying focused for 5 hours. You know, you think about your membership, you know, they want a golf professional who's well-rounded, you know, a good player, a good tournament player, you know, a good teacher, you know, a good tournament host, right? So for me, I'm just trying to get more well-rounded, right? Does that make sense? More
Yeah,
well-rounded.
it does. And you know, when you say more well-rounded, for me, that's just eating more. And
Yeah.
you know, like I'm already round, and so I just get more rounder. And you know, so that's what happens when I tell my kids, you know, and I want to learn more. It just means there's more of me, right? And so, but good night, baby. Good night, baby. All right.
Yeah.
My daughter's over here, like she's trying to get my attention, so I gotta give her some love, man. Time to go to bed. Now, right here, I got Mark Villagomez right here. Villagomez. Facts. I better never beat a club pro, or I'm going to seriously question his credibility.
You know what's funny is I have a couple of friends, right? I mean, some of my friends are just like hardcore golfers, dude. It's so funny because I felt like growing up as a kid, everyone always made fun of me because I played golf. You know, they're like, oh, golf's not a real sport. You know, you don't need to be fast or, you know, whatever, right? But now it's so funny because I watch all of my friends play golf, Andy, and they're like obsessed with golf. But I have had a couple of guys that just go out there, dude, and they play good. And, you know, maybe I play good, maybe I play shitty, whatever. But I've definitely had a couple of my friends go out there and take some of my money for sure, and they win. But keep practicing, man. That's all we can do.
You know, and right now I'm in the golf off season for me because you know it's the high part of the season for me, football season, right? So
Yeah.
so I'm constantly working, and you know this guy on here, Paul this guy on here, Paul Ledesma, and you know what? Like it was kind of weird. Like I took his money, I'd say, like at the end of my golf season, you know, I shot the lowest I had ever had, which was a 73 out at beautiful Alsatian golf course, which is the background right here. There's holes 2, 3, and 4 right here on here. And great people out there. Mrs. Reed, a support of the show. I'm going to be giving away 2 rounds to 2 lucky commenters or people who comment tonight. She was awesome enough to give me some rounds. And you know what? Oh, yeah, no, man. They're such great people. And I tell everybody, I said, hey, the Blues were up that day. I mean, the Blues were up, and I rolled in a few early putts. So I took his money. But the last time Paul and I played together, like we were on the same team in like a partner bet, and he was just coming at me like the whole day. And I'm like, I said, bro, like this is my game. Like, this is all I got. I mean, he beat me by 3 strokes, and he was like, well, I took your money. I was like, bro, you took like $5 bucks. Like, you took $5 from me. You know, I'm
hey,
like,
dude, what did Van Diesel say in Fast or Furious? You can either win by an inch or you can win by a mile. Winning, dude.
I almost had you.
Almost had you. Yeah, that's right, dude. Shout out to Paul Walker.
Right here. Rule number 1. You can't teach me if you can't beat me. Oh, that's a good rule. That is a good rule.
I agree with that rule. I like hearing my friends try and fix each other's golf swings. I think for me that's where I can sit back, have a beer, and just watch some funny stuff get talked about. So
yeah, no, I agree with you. You know, it's always funny, especially when we're out there on the outings. You have guys that are like 20 plus handicaps trying to give advice to people, and I'm just like no, don't do it.
Yeah, that's so funny. You know what the best piece of advice though is? We've had a real big influx of ladies playing golf at the country club, which is super cool, right? You know, women's golf has been increasing for us, and we've got a new female professional there at the country club, and she's been doing a lot of clinics and stuff like that. But you want to know what the worst piece of advice is? And I hear it from the ladies all the time. Is my husband says, you topped it because you lifted your head. You just need to keep your head down. So it's funny to watch the ladies hit. They hit and they just keep their head down like this.
Well,
it's just like
I just want to know. I love it. I love to go out there and at the range, and I see the boyfriends go behind their girlfriend, and they're like, you know, helping
swing your hips, girl, swing your hips.
They're helping them swing, you know, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is. Either you're really trying hard to get some, or like, you know, you really think you're helping her out.
And then I like watching that guy hit balls and seeing that's the best. That's the best.
Oh no, that's spot on, right?
Yeah.
You know, you see him just really just try to bomb it, or you know, he takes out those woods, like the real woods, you know.
Yeah, the woods, the real woods, and Big Bertha woods.
Right here, look. There you go, Mark Villagomez, 20 plus handicap, but I do not offer advice.
We like you, Mark, as long as you play fast, buddy. That's all we care about, bro.
Well, see, that's something I've learned, man. That's something I've learned. This one of my buddies that I play with, his name is Brian Dishner. He takes no practice swings, no practice putts. He just goes up there and he hits.
Straight up.
And you know what? And I wish I could be. And same thing with this guy on here, my buddy Paul, my good buddy Paul Ledesma too. He just goes out there, and it's almost kind of annoying because it gets you wanting to play like just too fast, like too quick. And I catch myself like wanting to be in like such a hurry.
Yeah. I see, and I really like playing. I'm not saying I like to play extremely fast, but I want to at least like move around a little.
No,
bit.
You play quick. You do. You play quick.
You know, 3.5 hours, 4 hours is cool. But once we're out there, Andy, for like 5 hours, dude, and we're still on 16, I'm like, let's go.
No, and that's what sucks. That's what does suck about when you play the public golf courses. You play
100%, dude. 100%.
You play the municipal golf courses, because I've been playing a lot out there, Oak Hills, with one of my good buddies who's a member out there, one of my former students. And dude, that place is like, it's beautiful because it's freaking dead, right? Like you can get through an hour, you can get through around there in like 3.5 hours tops, and you can just fly because there's nobody holding you up. And these old members, like they'll play like 6-somes, 8-somes, and man, these guys are moving. I mean, they're moving. They'll push us too, and I'm like, shit, these guys are playing fucking fast.
Well, dude, they're on the very end of, they're on their back nine, bro. They're trying to finish, dude.
No, they're on the back nine of their life. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, dude. They're on their back nine. They're like, you guys need to hurry, dude.
But man, these guys, and I'm just watching them. I'm like, I'm telling you, and you know how it is out there at the country club. Like, hey, and as long as you're moving, right, you'll let them go out there, right? And man, these guys are moving. And you know what? I'm like, I want to play gimme. I want to play the gimme putts like these guys are playing. Like, shoot.
Yeah, and I honestly think about the guy who just won our section event. He's an older guy. You want to know what older guys do? Keep it down the middle, dude. They don't hit it off a line. They keep it down the pipe. They hit it up. They know how to chip and putt. Never looking for golf balls, never having to rake bunkers or any of that stuff. Think about it.
Well, that's me right now.
They got to figure it out, bro.
That's me right now. I'm in the fairway finder drive of my career right now. Like I just do fairway finders.
That's not how it was the last time I saw you. So I'm really let all the viewers know that that's not what it was like.
I know, dude. I was in a dark place, Richie. I was in a dark place.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I'm out of the dark place.
You're back to seeing the light, dude.
All right, man. Hey, let's get into some of this President Cup talk, because you know what? I'm over here looking at these rosters. I'm like, who the hell are these guys for the international team, right?
Yeah. So, I know that the President's Cup starts tomorrow. They actually start with foursomes. They're playing alternate shot tomorrow, which I think is going to be pretty cool. But yeah, you are exactly right. You look at that international team. Who are some of those guys? But if you guys are looking at that roster, I can tell you that there's a couple really good guys. If you saw Sung J.M.
Sun God, man.
Dude, he finished off the season real strong. Hideki Matsuyama, I feel like that guy's always consistent.
If he's healthy,
yeah, you are correct. Siwoo Kim, he's been doing really good. As much as we all love Adam Scott, I know he is usually pretty consistent. I honestly like his golf swing.
No, dude, it's
one of my favorite. It probably is my favorite golf swing.
It's beautiful. I'm just not a big fan of all of his fashion, because he wears some pleated pants.
Because you don't have style, bro.
You know what? I do have style, but my style was from like 8 or 9 years ago. All right, so it's very retro.
Yeah,
right. It's very retro. No, not style like you, man. You're like you are like a smaller version of Justin Thomas. You're a local version of Justin Thomas, man, with your style.
Dude, someone asked me the other day if I was gonna start wearing those joggers that he was wearing.
That's what I want to know. I'm curious. I don't know if you're a jogger guy.
Dude, I don't think anyone wants to see my ankles. So,
hey, I don't know. You might not keep your job. They're gonna be like, Richie, you're just too much indecent exposure. Exposure out there.
You're showing off your ankles. I don't know. I don't know if I feel that vibe. Feeling a little bit of wind on your ankles. I
don't have the body for it. You have to have the body for it.
Yeah, we're short people, dude. We have to buy pants and then get them hemmed and tapered, dude.
Well, that's why I don't wear pants. Like it'll be in the winter, and I'll just wear leggings and with shorts over them. I'll be like Kobe. I'll look like Kobe Bryant out there. All right.
No, you don't play basketball like Kobe Bryant. You don't look like that guy.
Hey, you know what? I do not, man. But you know what? I have the heart like Kobe Bryant, right?
That's exactly right.
I have the heart.
Purple skull, baby. Shout out to Los Angeles.
Oh, that's it, man. Shout out Kobe. Right here, the Mamba. All right. So also we got Corey Connors on here. You got Corey Connors on this list right here.
I like him.
I like him too. Hey, former Valero Open VTO champion. Also another former VTO champion, Adam Scott, on here. And one of the names out here that they just said tonight, or they just said if it wasn't last night, this morning, Mito Perea, right here, who Justin Thomas beat. Right at the U.S. Open, was it U.S. Open, right? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he beat him in a playoff. They just reported that he already signed with Liv. He already signed with Liv, and they did it on purpose because tomorrow is the first day. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, so are we going to talk about this whole Liv?
Yes, and I have to know
President's Cup, but I know that's a juicy subject right now.
and I have to know. I know the PGA is behind your name, and you know it. For a lot of people that may not know that that's not PGA Tour. It's not. It's Professional Golfers of America, and
Yep.
and you know it. But has there been any communication from the higher ups to y'all as a certain stance you'll have to take or anything like that?
Not to my knowledge.
Maybe
I
maybe
know.
maybe it's going to your spam. Maybe it's going.
Yeah, yeah, maybe it's going to my email address. But yeah, I mean, not to my knowledge. I mean, I know that they've put out just a couple of presses that you can find on the internet that the PGA Tour is released. But as far as like specifically to PGA members, right? I personally haven't seen anything on my side. I don't know if, maybe some of the higher ups, maybe guys that are, on the board of directors for our section and things like that. They might be more involved in that kind of information, but I don't have anything.
So, but your thoughts, like, what are your thoughts on the whole? I like it. I do. I like it. I'm not sold completely on the YouTube TV and watching on YouTube. I'm not completely sold on that. But you know what? I kind of like that the earth, the golf earth or the golf world has been shaken up. And that is something like I am totally loving.
I can agree. I'm a big person. I like stirring up the pot. I don't want it to settle very often. So I definitely can agree there. There are some things that I like about the live events for spectators. I really like the shotgun start. I know that's kind of weird starting off on just like a random hole for like an actual, stroke play event. I mean, that's just weird for us as competitive golfers. But it is kind of cool that you could actually walk around and see all of the same people all within, 4 or 5 hours. So I think that on like a spectator side is kind of cool. There's been times where we've gone out to TBC and watched the Valero. I mean, dude, you're hiking all over the place trying to maybe find certain players, or maybe one person tees off at 8 in the morning and then you want to watch some guy at 1 p.m. And so, I mean, it's a smaller field, right? I don't exactly know how many players they have in each.
It's 48.
48, but I mean, maybe if they made it 56 or 64, or I don't know how they would like to do it. But
it seems like they're trending there. They're trending to get there, and you know it. But it's a lot of names that we know. It is. It's a lot of names that we know, and then you're starting to hear the fields or the last day from some of these lesser known PGA events, and you're like, well, who are these guys? Thank God Tony Finau's won several of them. Thank God Max Homa and the big dogs are out there because
he had a big win this week, huh? Chipping in.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, exactly. That was awesome. And then seeing Danny Willett 3-putt, I'm like, damn, like, hey.
Yeah, we're all human, dude. I'm telling you, we are all human. At TBC San Antonio, I saw PGA golf professionals. We are all human. We all make mistakes, dude. But
yeah, he makes a lot more as a professional, though.
Putting from what, 6, 7, 8 feet?
Yeah,
there was,
dude. And so you make that great point that it's kind of weird that especially being in competitive golf that a shotgun start, because it was kind of weird as I was watching. There was a 3-way tie, not at this live event, but the past one in Boston, and it was crazy because they went to Lee Westwood, and Lee Westwood was on I think like 16 or 17, and it was weird because he needed if he made birdie, then he would have been he needed par to kind of stay in the playoff, but he ended up hitting it short into the bunker, and then he barely got it out, and it was weird because there wasn't many fans, but the lead group was at 18. And you had Joaquin Neiman, right? Joaquin Newman.
You had somebody who could possibly win that was on just like a totally random hole.
Yes, and it was weird. It was really weird.
Yeah, and so about the whole live deal, I like, right, like outside of money and right, everyone's got their own opinion on that, but the whole live deal, I like the shotgun start. You get to see more players kind of in a shorter period of time. I think that's kind of cool. One thing that I personally don't like, and I think that some of those players who are maybe veterans and people that we know, they've played in a lot of PGA Tour events. They've played a lot of Masters and PGA Championships and Opens, right? And if you look at our events, right, PGA Tour events, everything is very first class, right? You have it roped off appropriately. You have volunteers. It's not loud, right? There's not a concert going on behind.
Yeah, a huge party, right? Yeah.
I mean, even like you look at TBC Scottsdale, I mean, everything over there is like kind of a big party, but it's still like decently cordial, right? You have that one stadium hole. But I think that's going to be one thing that could maybe bother players, right? Because we want to go out there, and even though those guys are making, ridiculous amounts of money, right? I mean, crazy.
Generational changing money.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. They're making crazy money, but I think maybe crazy fans and loud music and maybe not having, proper security or proper volunteers. I think that will bother players because they're used to that,
Yeah, and I agree that they're used to those first class accommodations. And it was funny because one of the guys I know who plays golf, he's a doctor. He showed one time, he screenshotted that there was a mass email that went out to all these physicians if they would be interested to be a doctor on site at these events, right?
Oh, for the live events?
Yeah, for the live events. And I thought it was I wouldn't know because, hey, I'm not a doctor, right? And I would never get any of those emails. But I thought it was really, and I'm like, oh man, you have to do it, right? I think it was for the one in Portland at Pumpkin Ridge. And I'm like, dude, like, what's wrong with you? Like, go do it. But then again, I mean, it's just like, I don't know if the pay or things were comparable to what to what their time is worth, or or their accommodations or things of that nature, or all the details. But I still thought it was weird. Like they had an email, or like there was a forward going around
to try and recruit staff.
Recruit
for
staff.
All different areas. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm just
well,
like,
I mean, you're gonna have to do that. And like I said, it's fun. I think our generation, right? Or my generation, I don't know about your generation, my generation, and even like a little bit
I'm
younger.
an old man. I'm 42, Richie. 42.
Our generation, or even a little bit younger, right? Those guys want to have the music, right? I mean, you go and play at a public golf course, everyone's got a speaker in their group. Everyone's, drinking beer. Everyone's, maybe taking fireball shots with the bev car girl, right? So it's like those golfers who are like 30 to like 21, maybe, right? They're just all about like playing music and having fun and socializing. So I think that's why live is getting popular, because they like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it's a little bit more, it seems like, for the common golfer or the common viewer, right?
Yeah. More of those, kind of weekend warrior type deals, So, but
right here, Jeremiah Sierra, players fucking sensitive. Me and Andy yelled to PGA Pro at Valero Open. He didn't want it. After a missed putt, and everyone looked at us like we killed someone. Because we did. He missed a putt, and we were like, he didn't want it. He didn't want it. And everybody like, oh my gosh, like, come on, man. I mean, it's better than fucking Baba Booey after a drive or mashed potatoes. Like, give me a break, man. Like, come on.
Yeah, and you think about, I've been thinking about what it's like to play in other sports, right? You think about football. These guys are getting paid. How much money did Deshaun Watson get paid? And
like 300 and something million
for like 10 or 11 games, right?
Yeah.
But where was I going with this?
As far as other sports.
Yeah, just like playing in other sports. I mean, those guys, fans are talking trash. You look at NBA, I bet you those guys who are sitting on the floor or a couple rows up, I mean, those guys say, some inappropriate things, and, you got to keep it somewhat cordial. But hey, man, that's part of it. Having a little bit of trash talking never hurt. And, it's all about having fun, man. Keep those nerves under control, you PGA golf pros. You got to make those putts.
That's what I'm saying, right? I'm like, you know what? Like it's ice has got to be in your veins, and that's what we do a lot with the guys I play with my FOREBROS. Is like, man, we talk a lot of shit to each other, like a lot of shit, like where we say, okay, wives, families, religion, like those things are kind of like off the table, right?
Yeah, of course, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
you need to talk about your own personal character.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, and so it gets pretty like hardcore, and people are just like, sometimes people are like, man, like these dudes, like I had Mark over here, like these guys are savages, you know what I mean? And sometimes we're pushing the envelope, like we're borderlining, like we're like it's almost bullying,
Dude, I've seen some of my friends like not talk to each other after like a couple of days. And I'm just like, did you guys really like take it that serious? But that's what's funny, Andy. Like on my side, some of my friends take golf so serious, and it's like, lighten up a little bit. And when the trash talking does start, if you're gonna dish it, you better know how to take it, because when you start, driving it left and right and hitting into the penalty areas and those kinds of things, like I'm definitely gonna be calling you out on that kind of stuff.
Right here, Mark. Golf is a gentleman's sport, but PGA Tour has to realize we are no longer in the 1920s. This is so true. And then another one of good buddies, Mike Osman gets hurt after outings. Like he doesn't even pay people, or he says he'll Venmo them, or he leaves after like 13 or 14 holes.
Oh, that's not good. That's our buddy Michael Osman.
Yeah, yeah, so it's one of my buddies. He left. I think he left. He accidentally maybe drank a little bit too much CBD energy drink or CBD drink,
What?
and next thing you know, like after 12 holes, he was just done. Like he was just out of commission.
I feel relaxed. Feel relaxed. I'm going home, guys. I'll see y'all later. I feel good.
But after everything, after the round, he stayed in his car for like 2 hours. But at least the air was on.
That's exactly right. Got to keep that AC running.
All right. So what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because there was something that came out recently today. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, that San Antonio, the San Antonio Alamo City Golf Trail was raising their rates. And have y'all done something in regards to that, like with y'all's membership? I know when we talked previously, that's kind of something where that's not your forte, but I know. Do you honestly feel that that's a big deal, like outside of the country club world, where guys are pinching pennies to go to these rounds, or will your buddies that aren't part of country clubs, will they pay to go play at a nice course, or even like pay less and expect less?
Yeah, for sure. What's I'm gonna move away from my my father's great clock over here. But for me, I've definitely seen some of my friends, they pay a lot of money to go play on the weekends, which is kind of difficult, right? I mean, guys have 9-to-5 jobs, and they're still dedicated to playing the sport, which I think is really cool. But sometimes these guys are paying, 75, 100, 125 bucks to go play, on a prime time on Saturday. And, that's a pretty penny, especially if the golf course isn't in good shape, right? I mean, you don't want to go spend $100 and play a golf course where there's dirt on the greens. You know what I mean?
So that's just, right now, it's like you got so many people bitching and arguing about a $2-3 raise that the Alamo City Golf Trail is doing. And I agree. And I think in the grand scheme of things, it was like, we all have a choice. We all have a choice. We don't have to play them. But you kind of always say, like, you get what you pay for, or you hope to at least get what you pay for, right? You want to be a member at a private club. Well, you know what? Hey, you're gonna get those nice tee times. You're gonna get that less traffic. You're gonna get those good range balls, those pristine greens and practice facilities. Or you know what? Hey, you're gonna go out there. You pay $50 or you pay $56, and you're gonna go out and you're gonna get exactly what you pay for.
Yeah. So, how many people we have watching this deal? Is there a couple people watching?
Well, right now I have 7 on here. I have 4 on here, so we have like about 13 people watching right
now. Okay, perfect. So let's ask a question, because I bet you there's a couple golfers out there, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel is a comfortable price to pay for a prime tee time? So let's say Friday afternoon.
Friday, I say maybe Friday like at 11, maybe like 10:30, 11.
Okay, so like just a prime tee time, right? What's a prime tee time? Not Monday morning, right? A prime tee time where most players are going to be out. So, what's a good price? Number one. But then number two, what I want to know is what's important to you as a golfer to go to a public facility or a private facility? And if you spend $100, like, what's the most important thing? Is it customer service? Is it, nice greens, maybe nice range balls, right? But what do you expect to go pay $100, right? What do you really expect? What's one thing that you expect to pay $100 and go out to a nice golf course? But then also, like, what's just a good price to pay a prime tee time? Because go ahead.
I got it. I'm sorry. I got a couple guys right here. I got Mark Villagomez right here, 65. All right. And then I got Jeremiah Sierra right here. $56 gets you Alisation and Landa, which is true. Like, I mean, you have Alisation, which, it's always in great shape, and you get that customer service, man. Because you know what? You got some courses out here, Richie, don't even have water. Like during the freaking heat, they don't even have water out there, water coolers. They don't even have water coolers. And then you have courses like Alisation that they give you water, like they have free water bottles. Like, and you can take free water bottles as many as you can, as many as you want. And then they have free ice out there, and again, it's not just out there, and it's clean. And then you get that great customer service that when you walk through the door. Landa Park has been in great shape the whole freaking summer. It's been in great shape. I don't know. My buddy Chris Espinoza out there said it has something to do with the Canal and the minerals that are in the Canal River out there. It's totally different. And I'm like, you know what? If you're feeding me bullshit, I'm eating all of it, because that course like never looks bad.
I love that golf course. I love Landa Park.
I hate it. It's quirky. I always shoot like shit.
I know, but it is quirky. But did you play it before they redid it?
No, I never did.
But see, that's your problem right there, right? Because if you were to play it beforehand and then take a look at where it is now, I mean, it's the coolest, municipal golf course that's over there in New Braunfels. I'm real close actually with the general manager. He's actually my mentor. Shout out to Chad Donegan, PG out there.
Chad, really? He's your mentor?
Yeah, he's my mentor.
He can play too, dude. He can play.
He's a stick for sure. He's a stick, and about a year ago when I first got my PGA membership, we were all assigned a mentor. So he's really been helping me out. More on like the general manager, executive management kind of thing. Budgets and payroll and those kinds of things. So he's been really helping me out. But all right, so $65.
Right here. And this is a good one too. 75 for Comanche is my point of cost reference on how much I would pay for a prime tee time. $75 to play Comanche Trace and to get access to that.
All right. So people who are still watching, right? You're going to pay 70 or $75. What is the most important thing to you if you're going to go pay that to play golf? Customer service.
Well, right here. Well, Marcus stated that before you even asked that question. If I'm paying 100 plus, course conditions and pace of play, I see that. And because I did. I think recently I paid. Not recently. I think, man, it was like freaking 2 years ago. I paid $90 to play at the Quarry, and the only reason I did it is because I had some friends come down from Houston, and they didn't give me any time to try to get us on another course for a deal or with the hookup, with somebody that I know. And I just had to pay it, right? I was like, I had to pay $90, and
you definitely enjoy all 18 holes of that.
No, hell no. Exactly. Yeah, hell yeah. I am getting
guys, take your time and slow down. Roll another putt.
All right. So right here, response to your question. Course conditions and customer service is key to success.
Okay.
Because again, Richie, and this is something we've talked about previously on our other podcast interviews, is that a lot of times we don't get the looks that other golfer will get. We kind of get those looks up and down, like, hey, you don't belong here. And so when you do get treated like every other customer, with great quality, great hospitality, greeting as you walk through that door, feeling like you belong. That means something, especially to, I'm not gonna say professional. It's because you're short. That's fucked up, Scott. It's because you're short. It's, you know what? I have a short temper. I got a short temper too, Scott, for your ass.
I'm really upset that there's just so many short people jokes that are coming on, during our third podcast here. I'm kind of getting bothered.
You know what? That's why I always have the camera shooting me up.
Yeah, for sure. I'm like, how tall I am.
That's all right. I'm gonna see Scott's ass. And the next time I play golf against him, I'll make sure I put it on his ass. All right, I'll make sure, Scott, I'm gonna put it on you.
So good course conditions, right? I mean, course conditions, I think, is what it really comes down to. I personally will say, as a PGA golf professional, I think sometimes people underestimate how much money it really costs to maintain and keep a decent golf course. I'm not even going to say good, but a decent golf course. Mowers are expensive. You think about some of these golf courses. I mean, there's a lot of acreage. San Antonio Country Club is on a real tight piece of land. We're on 127 acres. But that's still a lot of grass to cut. You talk about TBC San Antonio, you talk about Comanche Trace, you talk about hell, even the quarry, right? I mean, that's a lot of square footage to take care of and to maintain, and it does cost money. It costs money. So City Golf Trail is starting to raise a couple rates, right? But I think everyone can agree that Alamo City Golf Trail is doing a great job of reinvesting, right? They recently did San Pedro a couple years ago, right? If I'm not mistaken.
And they're doing it again after a remodel. They're doing another remodel.
We'll see, right? I mean, it's kind of nice to say, hey, we're raking, or we're increasing the rates, but at least you guys can see, as the weekend warriors or avid golfers, hey, at least they're putting money back into the place, right? Because it could be not doing things and raising the rates.
No, yeah, and I totally agree, and I think it's a good time because you know what, they were getting hammered, right? They were getting hammered.
And they're doing Riverside too, right?
Yeah, they're redoing Riverside, but that's something that's been on the books for a while, right? Well, and I think a lot of courses are looking great right now, and I think so. You know what? Because several had been in poor shape. They had been in poor shape, and so now that courses are looking better, hey, maybe this is the time to strike, to put that $2-3 increase, and so right here, four bros roll 60 deep into a course. We get respect and great service. If not, we will not be back, because we will spend $1,000 in one outing. And that's true, because you know what? A lot of general managers, they don't just like the guys who just come kind of play golf and leave, right? They like the groups that go. That's all right. They like the groups that go play golf, that will have some beverages afterwards, eat, drink, get those sales up, right? And I think that's a big thing, because you do have a lot of those guys that are responsible for hitting certain numbers in regards to like that food and beverage.
Yeah, I mean, just like anything else, right? I mean, a restaurant is expensive to run, and there's obviously nice restaurants, and then there's maybe decent restaurants, right? So, all things cost money. I will say, even on our side at the country club, food and beverage for us has gone up instrumentally in the last 3 years, or 2 years, really. And to a certain degree, I think it's kind of like, you get what you pay for, in a sense, right? I mean, there's some golf courses where green fees are $300, $400, $500, $600. I better have good course conditions, great customer service, a nice clean golf cart. But for $65, $75, $100, I definitely think that golfers should get a great experience. I personally believe everybody loves the greens. I don't really think that many people would say, hey, the tee box is important. People want nice fairways, but I think the most important thing for any golfer is everyone always judges golf courses on the greens.
No, that's true. That's truth right there.
I think if you have bad course conditions and great greens, I don't think people are going to be very upset. But if you just have like mediocre everything, different opinions, can kind of weigh in on that subject, right? But paying $75 to $100, I think, is a great, number to spend on a prime round, Saturday morning, Sunday morning at a nice place. And people do want good course conditions. And I think the most important course condition is definitely having good putting greens around at your facility.
No, and I definitely agree with you there. Like, I think if you're like a golfer or somebody that kind of looks to say like if it's a course nice or not, you grade them by the greens. Hey, were they well manicured? Were they kept up? Did they roll true? Did you roll? And especially if you roll some putts in, you're going to say a lot more nicer things.
I really love this place. I'll pay $150 to play here.
Right here, Nicholas Martinez. Greens are definitely a must.
Are greens more important or pace of play? That's a great question to ask all these all 11 of you guys that are watching us.
Well, we got 11 right here. We got 3 right here. We got 7. So we have over 21 people right now.
21 people. Lend your opinion. What's more important, shape of the greens or pace of play? Because I think at a public
Williams greens.
I mean, public golf course, right? I mean, they're stuffing you guys out. I mean, 7, 8, 9 minute intervals.
They are, man. They
trying
are.
to make money, right?
They are.
So another great question to ask Andy is say, hey, we're going to charge you guys $60 and we're going to push you guys out every 7 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Or we're going to charge you guys $100 and we're going to push you guys out every 10 minutes.
Okay, because that's a great point you make, and hey, spoken like a true PGA professional, right? Is that when Almost was first opened, when they reopened it, they were going out, they were sending groups out in 12-minute intervals.
That's what we do at the country club, which is kind of.
Well, you know what? It was lovely because I don't think a lot of golfers were used to it, and you know what? They kind of got spoiled, and then what happened? Then they went back to 10. Then they went to 10. And so and then again, you had a lot of traffic, but so many people were freaking loving the tee times out at Almost because you know what? It's like you had some room, right?
Well, and right on a golfer's or on a worker's standpoint, right? If I do 10-minute intervals, I can do 6 tee times in an hour. But if I do 12 intervals, I can only do 5 tee times in an hour. So let's say each of those guys is at $100. I just lost out on $400 per hour. And if I have 5 hours of tee times, that's $2,000, right?
Yeah.
And even if you split that in half at 160 days, it's a good little chunk of money, right?
It is. Right. And then I got Freddie right here. Freddie Gamboa right here. Freddie Gamboa.
I like Freddie. Freddie, you're my man. I want to play golf with you.
Greens, more time to drink beer.
Love that.
Oh man. Hey, but you know what? But Freddie likes to he likes a lot of shenanigans after rounds. So you know what? Like I got to see up close and personal he likes to do a lot of betting and a lot of side games that have nothing to do with golf after the rounds, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. I don't know if Freddie's still on here, right? But so during COVID, during COVID, JW Marriott was shut down, right, with no guest, right, because of COVID, right? And so so what they were doing was Patty Richardson, one of the employees that is responsible for doing like setting up tournaments and outings out there, got us a great deal for a great deal. We had this huge skins game, right? Like you paid $25 in, and you got half handicap. And we had like over 80 dudes, right? Over 80 guys.
Nice, man. That's awesome.
No, it was great, man. And there's, we got to see there was a lot of actions where you had a lot of teams that were doing $1,000 bets. There was just a lot of action, a lot of money out there, right? Well, shoot, this guy Freddie, he starts challenging these old. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's a young guy, but he's like in his maybe late 40s, early 50s. Well, him and these other guys, they're like doing sprints for like $100 sprints, like these old guys over there, right off of the 18th fairway, right there, right before it kind of starts to come up to the clubhouse, right, or to
what golf course is this?
TPC.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so how it kind of goes down, and there's that little strip of grass, and these guys are freaking running, man. They're like putting money down. They're running like you got all these old guys, 70, 60-year-old guys, just like, I mean, these guys just want action. Like they just want action because they all, what also they let us do too is they let us take our ice chest onto the course because nobody was there serving any drinks.
Love that. Shout out to TBC. Boys.
Oh man,
that
was awesome. That was awesome, man, right there. All right. Okay. One of the last things. So tell me right here, what do you think it's going to take to kind of get those live golfers and the PGA to kind of coexist, or you think it's ever going to happen?
I definitely think it'll happen. I mean, somehow, some way. I mean, all of the major tours all kind of intertwined with each other, right? You got the DP World Tour, you got PGA Tour, you have all these other tours around Latin America Tour, and you have ways for guys to, kind of intertwine, maybe gain, world ranking points, right? Official world ranking points, official golf world ranking points. But there has to be something to kind of keep these guys all together, right?
Do you
So
think
I don't know. It's going to be interesting, dude. I think it's going to be interesting. Golf is definitely going to be different in the next 5 years, right?
do you think a 54 hole event is different than like a 72 hole event?
For sure, 100%. I mean, I just got done playing 2 days, and I was like, dude, that was a grind. 4 days? Could you imagine playing 4 days just grinding and, let's say you're like playing decent, you make the cut, and let's just say you play horrible over the weekend, dude. I mean, it's a grind to go out there for 4 days and play golf. But 3 days is cool. I still think 4 days is appropriate. So
Yeah, Scott Williams says 54 holes and no cut, man. It does. I'm indifferent about that. I'm indifferent about it because you know what? I agree with you in regards to it is a grind because and then you got to think about those guys who Monday qualify, who play like they're already playing like I mean you already had to play several rounds just to get in there, and then you play a practice round, and then you got to play. Gosh, it's just like it's a
then
lot.
you got pro-am rounds, but I mean it literally is a grind, and I think no matter what PGA Tour or European Tour or any of these other tours, 4 days of good golf, that's difficult. 4 days of good golf is difficult, and it's a grind. You could play really bad on day 1, maybe day 2 you bounce back and someone gains some confidence for day 3 and day 4, and hey, they're the winner. But throwing together 4 rounds of golf is definitely a huge challenge. It's a difficult task, and whoever does lift a trophy at whatever type of event, it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool.
I agree with you, man. Richie, I'm looking forward to seeing more of your posts out there playing. Hey, man, keep rocking, man. You're doing a great job with the junior golf.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
You're doing a great job out there at an awesome course. Hey, man, keep banging, man. We're so proud of you, dude.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Having a third time together here is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the 4th. Hopefully we have some more stories to talk about. And I'm really looking forward to getting out with you, Andy. Let's play a little golf. I know that you've got football season and all kinds of busy things, but we'll love to hang out with you and your friends, get out on the golf course and hang out with each other because that's what it's all about, man. All right?
You got it, man. Have a good night, brother.
All right, brother. Take care. See you guys.
I want to thank my boy, Richie Rubio PGA, golf professional out at San Antonio Country Club. He is one of the great guys in this city in the game of golf. He is all about the positives, really, really does a great job of just really looking at the bright side of things. I like sometimes every now and then he'll send me these motivational quotes, and I'm thinking, I said, man, who said that? And he'll tell me, oh, it was Tupac. It was Biggie. And I'm like, damn, man, like, hey, like, I thought you were like, I thought it was like Socrates or some shit like that, man. He does a great job, and he does a great job of teaching and putting good stuff out there in the golf world. I'd like to thank one of my sponsors, Rowdy Amigos Tailgating Crew. Our Rowdy Amigos, make sure you go check Rowdy Amigos out on Instagram and on Facebook at rowdyamigos.com. UTSA Tailgating Crew since 2011. Make sure you check us out. All right, hit up Rowdy Amigos. We will be out there this Saturday, September 24th, out at the Alamo Dome. We will be there early. We will be there loud. We are sponsored by Modelo, sponsored by Twang. We got that Modelo Oro. We got that new Modelo Ranch water, and it's all free. Come and check us out. Hit us up on Facebook, on Instagram. That is Rowdy Amigos. Also, I want to thank my presenting sponsor, FOREBROS Tour. Remember, if you don't have a home, we got a home for you. FOREBROS Tour. Check us out on Facebook. Our schedules, events, and results. Never golf alone again. All right. Thank you so much to my boys for always supporting me and always getting my back. Remember, in the game of life, nothing is OB.